Good morning, everyone. Wow, I'm a little late this morning. Let's see where we are here. Good morning. I hope everyone is well on this Monday. July 24th already. Wow. So, it's Van Gogh Monday. I'm a few minutes late this morning. Sorry about that. Had some technical issues, but we've cleared them up. Good morning. Hope everybody is well on this Monday. So let's just check to see what we're watching. Smart Start. It is Smart Start, and it is about starting your day, looking at a piece of art, and using that piece of art to kind of inform your day and think about how you like it, how you don't like it, whatever it is. You know how my quote, you lose yourself and find yourself again. By looking at art. Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Roger from Bangkok. How are you? I was thinking about you this weekend. Hope everybody is well. It seems like you're adjusting beautifully to Bangkok. I need to take a trip over there. So, good morning, Jean. So let's take a look at a Van Gogh piece this morning that, for some reason, was kind of on my mind over the weekend. Not over the weekend, but kind of on Sunday when I thought about this. The potato eaters. And you know what? I'm sorry that I didn't put the caption up yet about exactly what it is. I'm going to read it to you and then I'll put the caption up later. I had some technical issues this morning. The Potato Eaters is oil on canvas. It is 1885. It's when Van Gogh was in Noonan still. He had yet to go to the south of France. Good morning, Maggie. Michael Wolf. Good morning, Michael Wolf. So nice to see you here. Wonderful artist. Michael, just thinking about your work as well. Okay, so the Potato Eaters. Let's take a look at this. You know, it's interesting about this work because Vincent, and again, I want to shout out his phenomenal book that I use as a reference all the time, Van Gogh, The Life. And in this page 440, Stephen and Greg really talk about the conflict in many ways between Theo and Vincent about the potato eaters. You know that Theo is Vincent's brother, and he wrote a lot of letters to him, and his letters have proven to be some of the richest art historical documents that we have. So Vincent was very concerned with really depicting the potato eaters and peasants and people for who they are, the essence of who they are. And at the time, Theo was a very important art dealer, and the work that was selling had everything not to do with this kind of work, with this coloring, the way that he's capturing the figures, the kind of what Theo would think of it is more drab and not as uplifting, and Vincent would write him letters really trying to defend his work but try to get him to see, and not only to get Theo to see, but the other dealers in Theo's firm to see the importance of this kind of work. Good morning, Eunice. Good morning, Mark. Nice to have everybody here on a Monday. And this is a piece, a drawing, again from the same period, of a peasant that Vincent drew, as you see. So what I want you to look at, I thought this morning, because we have such a rich documentation, it's really just astounding how rich the documentation is on Vincent van Gogh, and really the credit goes to Theo's wife. Theo died 6 months after Vincent died. Theo died of complications of syphilis. Both Theo and Vincent had syphilis, and it was a problem, a huge problem at that time. And so, let me just shout out a few more people. Good morning, Robert. Yeah, Maggie, I love the rhythm of the painting too. It makes you see those faces. Good morning, Jim. I completely agree with that. So let's look at this letter. And the letter, I have the translation of the letter for you, but he sends a drawing he does a quick sketch within the letter to really show Theo the absolute importance to him of the potato, the way he's rendering the potato eaters, and how it is, he feels so passionate about not just his technique of drawing, but about these people as well. And then let's pull up the, let me just juxtapose this 1 second so you can see how clearly in his drawing he really had been working on this piece and was able to render it. And just now it came to mind, and I'm interested in what you have to say about this. And so please, whatever your comments are, I want to read, and we'll talk about. Think about the man, think about the obsession, think about the absolute commitment that he has to his work, that he's so, this is 1885, right? He painstakingly renders this again in a letter. I mean, look at the detail of the letter and the painting. This is not something he just did a quick sketch and he did it lightly. This little drawing within this body of this letter is a fully fledged piece, and I just think that speaks so much to his passion about his work, but also his need for people to really, or Theo, because Theo supported him, but Theo also was this very important dealer, and it was he needed Theo to see the power of his work in order to create a market. So he writes, "My dearest Theo, you see, I really wanted to make it so that people get the idea that these folks who are eating their potatoes by the light of their little lamp have tilled the earth themselves with these hands they are putting in the dish, and so it speaks of manual labor, and that they have thus honestly earned their food. I wanted to give the idea of a wholly different way of life from ours, civilized people. So I certainly don't want everyone just to admire it or approve of it without knowing why." This is a very important consideration for him, for Theo. For Vincent, I'm sorry. He didn't just want an idealized image. So let me just go back to the potato eaters. He didn't want an idealized image of what the peasants or the potato eaters or manual laborists would look like. He didn't want people to just look at them and say, "Oh, that's lovely, the woman tilling the field in a beautiful blue dress, isn't that lovely?" He wanted to capture the essence of who these people are. And isn't that art? To really capture the essence of that. I'm going to read you the second part of the letter, but I'm going to keep this screen on this so that you can see it. He says, "A peasant girl is more beautiful than a lady, to my mind, in her dusty and patched blue skirt and jacket, which have acquired the most delicate nuances from the weather, wind and sun. But if she puts a lady's costume on, then the genuineness is lost. A peasant in his suit in the fields is finer than when he goes to church on Sunday in a sort of gentleman's coat. And likewise, one would be wrong, to my mind, to give a peasant painting a certain conventional smoothness. If a peasant painting smells of bacon smoke, potato steam, fine. That's not unhealthy. If a stable smells of manure, very well. That's what a stable's for. If the field has an odor of ripe wheat or potatoes or of manure, that's really healthy, particularly for city folk. They get something useful out of the paintings like this. But a peasant painting mustn't be perfumed. I'm curious as to whether you'll find anything in it that you like. I hope so." And I think that the letter entirely will be up on Facebook, so you can relook at that. But what's interesting and what we speak to. Oh, go to work. Good. Well, thanks, Michael. Thanks so much. Rest and watch it later. Thank you. Hi, Francie. Hi, Ian. what Stephen and Gregory talk about so much, and in this particular segment that I'm working on for today, good morning, Rick, is from Van Gogh, The Life, specifically page 440. What they speak about so beautifully in this is the fight between, the argument, I should say, between the brothers. Because what Theo had to do with regard to these works, the peasants, the potato eaters, was to compliment Vincent about his effort, but then to criticize it in a way in which it wasn't criticizing Vincent per se, because he didn't want to alienate him or upset him, but was to almost criticize the method. He did a lithograph of this, and he kind of criticized the method of the lithography, or just the state of the art market. And but Theo was also very concerned that this work would not find a market. But for our purposes, and certainly for what I am looking at, because we all know of his market today, but is the incredible, at this time we're talking about Impressionist art, art that's overtly beautiful, that he is so passionate about bringing a sense of the other world. Again, to, at that time, their 1%, and to this, what he calls a more quote-unquote civilized society. He wants people to see not only the beauty of the life of the peasants, because there is a lot of beauty here, but also to see another side of the world. There's that beauty, yes, but there's that deep struggle, and that deep struggle that these people, they worked with their hands and they made their own food, and the value of that. And I think that he obviously does that beautifully. I want to see what Maggie says. Hang on. I really like that. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for liking this. I appreciate it. I just want you guys to know that Maggie, I really appreciate that. A lot of people have reached out to me saying how much this means to them every day. When you see the numbers on there, that there are 9 people watching, for example, now, those numbers aren't necessarily real, because once I turn this off, I see the real numbers. And you know what? We do have hundreds of people watching, and I'm just so gratified by that, and knowing that people are responding to this, and it has a meaning to their day. And so thank you. I so appreciate that. So as we go about Monday, thinking about what our grind is, and some days it's really a grind, even if we're, not the potato eaters. I find, life these days can be very, very, very challenging for us all. And so thinking about just moving forward, continuing on, continuing with our work, even if we don't feel like it, and finding the beauty in all of that. I just want to see what Tom has to say. Bring back the art-themed outfits. Oh, Tom, thank you. Yeah, this isn't so art-themed today, is it? But thank you. I wasn't sure what to wear for potato eaters. It's raining in New York, and I really needed something today to kind of get me moving and thinking about my own work and what the week is going to be like. And I feel a huge responsibility to the artists I represent to sell their work, to place their work. So I need that kind of energy all the time. So this dress has some color to it. Thank you, Brenda. Thank you so much. So please comment, continue to comment, share these videos. We build a larger audience. I also know that this is kind of like not a Facebook page. It's my personal Facebook page, and I may have to switch to a page, and that brings in a lot of problems, but that's okay. We'll see what we're going to do about that. But right now we have a phenomenal growing audience. I love our regulars. Everybody is welcomed here. Thank you, Stephanie. Good to see you all. See you tomorrow, Tuesday. Have a wonderful day. You can continue writing in all day. I answer everything. Okay. Everyone have a wonderful Monday. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.